And now, it's time for another Dice Tower review with Tom Vasel.
Hey, today we're going to be talking about Cant Stop. Now, Cant Stop has been out for a long time. I don't even know when it first originally came out. I want to say in the 50s or 60s. It's an old game, but this is a nice reprint, although it's made to look kind of retro by Gryphon Games. It was designed by Sid Sackson, and it's a game about, well, stopping. I guess you should learn to stop. Pushing your luck. Let's take a look at the game, and then Melody will tell you if I'm any good at it. Here's the board for Cant Stop, which looks a bit retro. Each player has color cones that they're going to be able to place in the board. And then there's 3 runners. Now what you're going to do on your turn is you're going to roll 4 dice. And with those 4 dice, you're going to take them and make 2 sets of numbers. So for example here, I could say 7 and 6, or I could say 5 and 8. And that's it, because I rolled 2 4s, I can only make 2 different combinations of numbers. So let's say I say 5 and 8. I'll put one of my runners at the bottom of 5, and one of my runners at the bottom of 8. I then roll the dice again. One of them on the 4 apparently, but there I rolled a 2, a 6, a 4, and a 5. Now once again I can split this up into 8 and 9, 11 and 6, 10 and 7. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to split this into 8 and 9. Now I already have an 8 on the board, so I move that up 1, and then I add a 3rd runner, the last runner, onto 9. Now at this point in time, I can't add any new runners to the board, so I need to roll a 9, an 8, or a 5. So I roll these here. Oh, I got an 8, so I move the 8 up again, and I can't do anything with the 7, so I can stop now or roll again. So I go, and I rolled an 8, and I roll again, another 8. At this point, I decide to stop. And let's say I'm the blue player, I would replace each runner with my blue piece. On a future turn, if I use a runner and I happen to use an 8, for example, I would start from here and go all the way up. So you start from wherever your position is. So it's green's turn, and green rolls these numbers. So green says, okay, I'm going to take a 6 and a 5. So he puts the runner here on the 5 and on the 6. And then rolls again and gets an 11 and a 7. So he says 7. So now he just needs a 5, 6, or 7. There's a 5, a 3, and a 2. So he moves the 5 up 1, 5, 6, or 7. At this point he looks, he can't make a 5 or 6 or 7 at all. So he has failed. All the runners are removed from the board, and green gets nothing. And that's the way the game is. The game is called Cant Stop because, you can't stop. You should stop sometimes, but if you get really far, just a little bit more, because the first person to get one of their color cones up to this number locks it. Nobody else can get that color, that number, and the first person to get 3 to the top is the winner. And so you'll have races, and you can see the cones here, they stack easily. They're very easy to see on the board, and you can see that the harder numbers to roll, like 2s and 12s, have shorter paths, while the easiest number to roll, 7, has the longest path by far. You can make the game harder or easy, with variants, and say you need to get 4 at the top, but I promise you 3 is the perfect number for the length of this game. And that's the way you can play Cant Stop. Alright, Cant Stop. Well, it's a game most definitely of pushing your luck, which means that I don't do well at these games, but I do like pushing your luck. But let's talk to Amy first before I give you my opinion. Amy, what do you think of this game?
It's fun because lots of times all I ever do is wait.
Oh, you wait? So you always stop?
Yep.
Do you like the game?
Yeah, and you never stop. And you always lose because you never stop.
Well, I could win someday. We'll see. All right, Melody, what do you think of the game?
I like the game because it's kind of fun rolling the dice, making it move, and I won in one of the games. Well, I like how you move the people up and trying to push your luck so you could keep on moving. sometimes you get really, really lucky and you keep on moving. My dad, like Amy said, he stinks at it because he keeps on rolling and rolling.
Yeah, all
Once
right.
he even made it, and he still went on and lost it.
Well, the game is, really, if you look at it, there is simply luck. You could win on one turn. I think I've even seen someone do that one time. Not me. And I came pretty close to winning on one turn, but it still lost. There's always that chance that you're going to roll the dice and it can't stop because you're thinking just one more turn. I'm just going to roll one more time and my piece is just a little bit farther because since you're playing other people, you're watching how they move and there's that aspect to it. And the track lengths are perfect. The 2 and 12, they're short, but the chance of getting them is very difficult. While that 7 track, it seems very long, but wow, you do roll a lot of 7s. This is a nice production. The box is a little big, kind of hard to fit on a shelf, but it does work really well, and I think the name is fitting. Cant Stop.
Thanks for joining us today. For more written, audio, and video reviews, as well as the #1 board game podcast, check out the website at www.thedicetower.com. Until then, this is Eric Summerer, and you've been watching The Dice Tower.